Okay, to put some final touches on my spoon, make it look a little better, a lot better actually, make it look like a real spoon, we'll do a few things here to it. So first thing is the handle. The handle's not looking so good. In edit mode, if I select these four faces on the edge of the spoon, I'll do a few things with that. So I right click, make sure faces is selected down here, and hold down shift and right click the other three. Now I can pan by holding down shift and middle mouse button, so I can come see this a little better. Now it's really slanted, so I can unslant that if I just scale it, grab that scale tool, and that looks a little better. I can also make it a little wider. Usually on the end it's wider than at the spoon, at the bowl. So I make it wider, and that looks a little better already. Okay, and there's of course there's a ton of things you can do with a spoon. I'll play around with it a little bit, but I'll show you what you need to know in order to make the spoon how you want, a shape that you want. And it's just a spoon, and we're not going to get too crazy with it. I'm sure you don't want to either. Okay, spoons are typically not completely flat like this from handle to the bowl, so we're going to adjust that. Now if I go into Z-frame mode and hit A to deselect, hit B to border select, and I'm going to select my whole handle, and I'm going to rotate it. So I can get this tool down here, the rotate tool, but I don't like that tool very much. It doesn't work all that great. You have to be in the right view and all that. So I'll just leave it at whatever it was. Or you can leave it at whatever it was. And to rotate, you just hit R on the keyboard. Now you do have to be in the right view actually, and so let's make sure we're on the side view, which is 3. Mine spun around, and that's okay. If I hit 1, it's the end view, which I don't want. I want the side view, 3. Yours might be 1, depending on which way you put your spoon. So make sure you're on the side, and then I can hit R to rotate, and I'm going to rotate it just a little bit this way so the back of the spoon is up in the air. And now it does something funny, but I'll fix that. Okay, so it rotated it, but it pulled out of the spoon, out of the bowl part of it a little bit. So I'm going to grab my translate tool and click and drag it back up into place. Okay, and now it's got some slant to it, which is what I want. Okay, maybe that was a little too much, but that's okay. Now I am going to next loop, cut, and slide. It's a tool over here on the side, loop, cut, and slide, because I want to add some lines in here so I can make the handle a little bit, make some more shape, give it some more shape. So loop, cut, and slide here. If you click this button, and then there's a little purple ring there, I put it on a certain shape. I want it on the handle, so I click there, and then it allows me to slide around, and I'll stick it up here so that I can adjust my handle right at that point. So that cuts into the polygons there, or the shapes, the faces, and it allows me to edit right there. I'll do a couple more. So stick one down here so I can adjust it down there a little bit, and maybe one more, maybe right on, oh, can't go on the edge. Let's undo that. I'm gonna stick one out on the edge here. Okay, so I've got a few there. Loop cuts. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in here on this one, and to select it you hold down Alt on the keyboard and right click, and it selects the whole loop. And then I can get my scale tool and scale it in a little bit, and that way it is skinnier for a little longer. And if I want to move that loop cut, I can get my translate tool, and it even moves a little bit. So I can move it out just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to select this one back here on the end, so hold down, I'll hit A first to deselect, and hold down Alt and right click on the loop, and it selects the whole loop. And I'm going to scale that one. I'm going to bring it out a little bit like that. Now I can be a little more extreme. It looks kind of crazy, kind of extreme, but when I smooth it out, it's not going to be that extreme. So I'll open that up a little bit, And maybe that's all I will do for now. I could select the back end and bring it in a little skinnier, but when I smooth it, I think it's going to do that. So right here, and now to test the what it looks like, I'm going to put a modifier on it. So if I come up here to these tabs and click on the wrench, I'm going to add the subdivision surface modifier to smooth it out. Now I'm in edit mode, so I can toggle with my tab, hit tab, and toggle back out to object mode. It looks a little better. Now right here, here's my view. Here's what it will render if I hit F12. So if I change this, it's not going to show because we're in view mode. So if I go into view mode, or if I click on view mode, then it shows me what it will look like. So I'll do 3 or 4. 3 is probably good. And render, I'll make it the same. Now I can leave this modifier here, and as I'm editing, I can edit it in smooth mode, but it's best because when I go into edit mode, you can't see all the faces very well. So I'm going to click the view down to 0, and it looks, it's back to the regular edit mode, and that's what I like. But if I render it, if I hit F12, then it renders it smooth because I have a 3 on the render category. So hit escape, or I'll hit escape, and that is what my spoon looks like when it renders, and it's pretty good now. If I need to adjust anything else, I can do that. If my spoon, the bowl part, is too big or too small, I can adjust that. Let me show you how. If I click the side view, zoom in on it, and go into wireframe mode, and border select, I can just select that bowl right there. And then I can resize it how I want. Okay, if it was too small, I can make it bigger. If it was too big, make it smaller. Or grab the white part and it makes the whole thing bigger or smaller. Or hit S on the keyboard and that does the same thing. Okay, that's a pretty basic spoon. It looks pretty good. If I smooth it out in the view and go to object mode, I can see it. So that's really basic. Obviously I could get a lot more crazy with it, and you can play around with it if you want, but that will get you the A for that spoon.